So again, in our new vlog, we are looking at printer paper jam, and this time round, our paper jam is on this printer. HP LaserJet 1018 machine or printer. Basically, paper jams on HP printers are synonymous. They are almost all the same, right? And so, if or rather, when I do a demo for the areas that happen to get paper jams on this our printer here, the HP 1018 laser printer, it will be almost like we've looked at every other HP machine or printer, except for those which can do duplex, whereby you will find that the paper jam could maybe happen at the duplex area, right? But for this one, mostly, or for them mostly, paper jam is mostly on one area. So for example, this is the paper tray for this my LaserJet printer here. Then this is the receiving tray for the papers once they print out, or once you print your papers from inside here, of course, and then it exits. So it will exit over here, right? And then at the back of the machine, this is the power area. This is the power button. Then we have our logic board, which happens to be here. And for this one, the logic board is 40 though, so I have it with me. I have the logic board with me. This one here, this is the logic board, right, which is mounted from inside here. This machine is normally very simple, and it's for that reason that I find it very simple anyway to use. And you can even open it with something simple, like a simple tester like this one. Because you just need to remove these plastics over here like this, and then once you remove them, you can mount whatever other item that you want, right? So with this machine, paper jam mostly happens with it. And we have this area, by the way, the toner area, where we have the toner, which is put it from inside here. The toner, you just slide it inside here. And especially when a paper jam happens, you will find that in most cases for HP printers, you will have to remove the toner so that you can be able to pull the paper which jams from inside here. Because, for example, this is the pickup rubber which picks papers from the tray here, and you'll find that when it picks the papers, the paper will either jam at the pickup rubber or at this other pickup area here. So this is the toner anyway for the machine, which you normally just slide inside here when you are putting it into the machine. So paper jams in HP printers happen when this tray here, the pickup rubber, is not working well, or the other mechanism which works with the pickup has a problem. And that other mechanism is this one here, Akaka mechanism, which I can even open for you to be able to see. I will open it so that you can be able to see. Because when there is a paper jam, it's either this mechanism is broken, or is worn out, or the rubber maybe has some dirt, or it is dusty. So you need to remove the dirt, right? So this is the mechanism, this one here. It has the mechanism has a rubber area here, in which when it is dirty, it is always good, or when you are servicing, so it's good you use a home dry like this one. You spray it so that you make sure that it is free from dirt, and then you can pick a piece of cloth like this one, then you wipe it completely so that you make sure that it is not dusty. You can also wet this cloth, and then with home dry or with some water, though not much of it, because if you put a lot of water, it will make the machine to blow out because of the electricity. So you make sure that you wipe all the dirt completely. You can also use a brush like this one to make sure that you wipe out dust from any other area in the machine. This is a very simple machine. Anyone can service it. Anyone can service when it has a problem. Because paper jams in it happen either at the tray when these pickup rubbers have an issue, or at the fuser area when the fuser is having an issue. For example, maybe the element is not working, or the Teflon, that clothing which houses the Teflon component, it is either broken or it has a crack. So anyway, I have serviced this mechanism, so I can put it back. I can put my mechanism back because I have already serviced it. So I will insert it back like this. It slides inside. It, by the way, it has this spring. Sorry, it has this spring here. This spring. You also make sure that you look at the spring to make sure that it is well mounted on this black area here. You just remove it by sliding it out of this plastic here. So make sure that the spring is well mounted at its area like this. Mount it like this by just sliding it in. Very simple machine, but a very good in working, because once the machine is working well, this toner you can just refill it. It's a refillable toner. Or when you buy a new one, you can make hundreds of copies using it, or even thousands, and that can give you a lot of money. If you are a person working in a cyber and you are printing for some people, or you operate a bureau, or an internet bureau, or a printing bureau, whereby you are printing for people, you are making projects for them which needs to be printed. Can make a lot of printouts for you. Can make a lot of printouts for you, for your customers, and you make a lot of money using it. So I have just serviced this plastic, and so I'm returning my my plastic back. So I'm putting it back to where it should be. So I'm putting it back. You just slide it inside, and then you screw it the way it was screwed in. You just screw it. The two screws, make sure that you put them back. And with that simple activity, with that simple exercise, you can be sure that that component will work well, not unless it was broken. That simple service is enough. It is enough for it. So after that, you can put your machine upright well. You remember we had our toner here, which we had removed, so that we can be able to access the pickup rubber. This pickup rubber here, which you can still remove. This is the pickup rubber. Sometimes it gets dirty or dusty, and it is always good you remove it. Look whether it is maybe worn out. The pickup area, the area that has been picking papers, is worn out. And if it is worn out, you can just use your tester, and then you rotate it like this. Rotate it like this slowly, so that the area that will be picking papers now, it is another area that is not worn out. That is not worn out like this. So this area here, because I can see even the texture of it, can be able to pick papers. And then after that, you spray it with home dry. Spray with home dry, or using this your soft cloth, you make it a little bit wet with home dry, and then you can wipe to make sure that it is completely very clean. Very clean. It doesn't have some dust, because when it is dusty or it is worn out, if it is worn out, will be very soft here, and so it will not be able to pick papers. When it is dusty, that dust will prevent it from picking papers. So after doing that to it, you've basically serviced it. So you just slide it back, put it back to its area, and then after that, you just slide in your toner. Put back your toner by sliding it in the printer, and then you can just now close your machine. The other thing which we get by opening the machine machine, if it has an issue with picking papers, you've either attempted to pick papers but it is not doing it successfully, is this one. We call them solenoids. This is an example of a solenoid. An example of a solenoid, this one here. And a solenoid, when it has a problem, it is at the time when it gets especially dirty or dusty. That is not good with these machines. It's not good. And that's why it is always advisable. If you are not using the machine, or when you are going home, it is always good you cover your machine. Just like you can see, I have covered this my bizarre machine. This one here. I have covered it with a cloth. I have covered it with a cloth. This bizarre here. My bizarre, it's covered with a cloth. This bizarre here. This bizarre printer, I have covered with this cloth. This cloth, you can see it is completely covered because I'm not using it, so that I take care of dust. It is this one here. I have covered it with a cloth so that it will not get dust, or so that I keep off dust. So it is always advisable you cover your machine using a soft cloth that can prevent dust and the toner which spills out if you are not using your machine. So anyway, I was saying that this is solenoid. It is gotten from inside here. It is normally mounted at the motherboard area, and so when you are servicing the solenoid, make sure that you remove it. There is this spring here. You can unmount the spring, and then make sure, because this is the contact area that helps in picking up papers, make sure you wipe completely the dirt which happens to be here, or anything sticky. There is always some kind of a gum glue which is sticked here. Sometimes it gets worn out or it gets dirty. Make sure that you wipe it completely, and to make sure that you are thoroughly serviced, you can use an insulating tape like this one, and then you roll it around here, or you tie it around here. Like you can see, I've tied this this area here round with an insulating tape, so that you can be sure that your solenoid will be working well and smoothly like this. Because when it has some dirt, when it comes to contact like this, it sticks and it delays paper pickup. So this is solenoid. It is the only other thing that can make you open the motherboard area. If you are not opening for the fuser, it is only the solenoid that can make you open the motherboard area so that you can service it. But when the solenoid is okay, the fuser is okay, you only need to deal with the trace and the pickup rubber. Otherwise, there is nothing much that you need to do. And that is it. Actually, when you service the solenoid and maybe the fuser is okay, it has its Teflon which is okay, nothing else you need to service from inside this a small lesser machine here. And so if there is any paper jam, you will just pull it slowly out. But it's always advisable you remove the toner like we have indicated, so that you just pull the paper slowly so that it comes out, not unless it is at the fuser. When it is at the fuser, then at that time you will need to open here these screws here, so that you access the fuser, so that you remove the paper gently. Because if you force it, it will break the fuser, and you will incur a lot of cost of buying a new fuser, or replacing the fuser, the broken parts of the fuser, or you tear down the Teflon, which will give you the cost of buying another new Teflon for the fuser. If not that, maybe there in the other area where the paper could maybe jam at is here at the exit, when it is delays at the fuser, which is the fuser is inside here, having this red area here, which we call the pressure roller, which works together with the Teflon to hit the papers, because this machine works with the laser technology. So if it is jammed here at the exit, you just pull it slowly, so as the fuser rotates, so that you remove the paper jam. And that's so. This machine has no much things to deal with, especially when it comes to paper jam. It is a machine that you can even service yourself, or you can sort out instead of calling our technicians. Sometimes we are called to sort out some few issues, like for example paper jams, and we are happy because that is some money, cash you will just get for granted. I mean, without hustling a lot, because this is a very simple machine to operate for any end user. So if it is a paper jam, it is very easy to sort. If it is about maybe the Teflon, not the Teflon, the solenoid, you can service. If it is about wiping the rubber, it is something you can do. And another thing, you just need to be cautious by covering the machine when it is not in use, right? So that you keep off dust by that soft cloth which you put around it when it is not in use. To just take that precaution. We normally say that prevention is better than cure. So if you prevent dust from getting into it, and the other things are intact, this machine will save them, give you any problem. Otherwise, thank you for listening. Thank you for following our video. Thank you for being part of this channel by subscribing, by liking our videos, by putting on the notification bell for another premiering or video that we upload. We appreciate you. We can't take you for granted. You are our king. To us, customer is the king. Otherwise, we appreciate you. Thank you and welcome for more tutorial videos and other learning videos. Otherwise, be blessed.